the pledge, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We start out with a public hearing for the annexation of 21978 Lafayette Road. Anita, if you'd like to bring us up
Yes,
to
this
date.
is for a townhouse complex on Lafayette. It's got a townhouse, it has 2 of them in it. We currently provide water, and we'll have the city street too, so we're ready and willing to provide that. That's one of the things we have to say with the public hearing, so.
Okay.
Is that one of those duplexes that's right there as you enter to go up in
Yes, on the left.
and only one of them wants to join, or?
I think the other one came in already, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So this is the one that didn't.
She's overseas in Iraq.
Oh,
So, and at the February meeting, first meeting in February, I'll have another one to bring to the board in Ridge Creek. They didn't meet the timeline for this time, so.
Okay.
okay.
Anybody got any questions for the meeting? If not, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any questions from the audience on the annexation? Curtis? No? No? Okay. Okay, to get a motion to close the public hearing. Alan makes a motion, Michael seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Okay, call the regular council meeting to order and certified quorum. We have 5 here, and Todd called me, he's on the way, but a little bit behind, so we'll be waiting on him. We do have a consent agenda this evening, the treasurer's report, approval of minutes of December 18, 2018, and approved payment of this 2 weeks ago. Could we have the treasurer's report, please?
January 8, 2019 Treasurer's Report. Payable checks in the amount of, that's pretty low, $116,482.02. We have 11 major vendor checks. They represent 71% of the payable checks, and they amount to $82,942.58. Payroll, ACH, for December 28, 2018, to include Social Security and Medicare taxes, $136,863.64. Grand total accounts payable and payroll, $253,345.66.
Get a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Michael makes a motion, John seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Okay, old and new business. 3.1, an ordinance approving the voluntary annexation of real estate located at 21978 Lafayette Road that we just had the public hearing on. If you'll read that as a bill, please.
Bill number 1901, ordinance approving the voluntary annexation of real estate located at 21978 Lafayette Road.
Get a motion on the first reading.
Motion.
Linda makes a motion, Michael seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Second reading, please.
Bill number 1901, an ordinance approving the voluntary annexation of real estate located at 21978 Lafayette Road.
Get a motion on the second reading. Alan makes a motion, John seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Read as an ordinance, please.
3328, ordinance approving the voluntary annexation of real estate located at 21978 Lafayette Road.
Get a motion on the reading of the ordinance. Charles makes a motion, Michael seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Okay, next 3.2, an ordinance authorizing agreement for monthly payment on account to St. Robert Transfer Station, and this is for MoDOT, I believe, yes? And they want to open a charge there, I guess. Okay, read it as bill, please.
Bill number 1902, ordinance authorizing agreement for monthly payment on account at the St. Robert Transfer Station.
Got a motion on the first reading. Linda makes a motion, Alan seconds, clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Second reading, please.
Bill number 19002, ordinance authorizing agreement for monthly payment on account of the St. Robert Transfer Station.
Got a motion on the second reading.
Motion.
Michael makes a motion, John seconds, clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Okay, read as an ordinance, please.
Ordinance number 3329, ordinance authorizing agreement for monthly payment on account of the St. Robert Transfer Station.
Got a motion on the reading of the ordinance. Alan makes a motion, Michael seconds, clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Okay, 3.3, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute addendum 1 to agreement for engineering services with CM Archer Group. Anita, you want to tell us all that? You've been working on this for months, so.
Yes, we've been going back and forth with this between FEMA and SEMA. There's a lot of qualifications we have to meet that they want in contracts verbiage. So we finally have it right, so we're ready to bring it before the council.
Okay. Yeah, we
This
had
is
a-
on the actual work with dollar amounts on it. The first one we did, we didn't know what the scope of work was going to be. Now the scope of work has been defined, and we can now do this contract with Jeff.
Yeah. SEMA and FEMA on the treatment plant for the 22 million have a lot of requirements and hoops and everything, and the bid process, all that kind of stuff for the engineering was all part of this that had to be answered. So we just did a lot of work on this. Jeff did a lot of work, and we're ready to approve signature on that. SEMA even did a pre-approval.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So if you'll read that as it goes, please.
Bill number 19003, ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute addendum number 1 to agreement for engineering services with CM Archer Group BC.
Get a motion on the first reading. John
Motion.
makes a motion, Michael second. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Second reading, please.
Bill number 19003, ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute addendum number 1 to agreement for engineering services with CM Archer Group BC.
Get a motion on the second reading.
Motion.
Linda makes a motion, Michael seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Okay, read as an ordinance, please.
Ordinance number 3330, ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute addendum number 1 to agreement for engineering services with CM Archer Group BC.
Get a motion on the reading of the ordinance. Alan makes a motion, Michael seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Okay, 3.4, an ordinance amending 355.010 St. Robert Code, adding penalty to section, I believe this is the parking too.
Yeah, this is parking. We didn't have any penalties, so we're adding a penalty section.
From 10 to max of $50, right? Okay. Read his bill, please.
Bill number 19004, an ordinance amending section 355010 of the St. Robert City Code, adding penalty to section.
Okay, you get a motion on the first reading.
Motion.
Linda makes a motion, Michael second. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Second reading, please.
Section number, bill number 19004, an ordinance amending section 355010 of the St. Robert City Code, adding penalty to section.
Okay, get a motion on the second reading. John makes a motion, Michael seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Okay, read as an ordinance, please.
Ordinance number 3331, an ordinance amending section 355.010 of the St. Robert City Code, adding penalty to section.
Okay, get a motion on the reading of the ordinance. Michael makes a motion. Charles seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
Charles,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
And John.
Yes.
Okay, next one is ordinance amending 225.500 and Appendix A to Chapter 225 of the St. Robert City Code. Basically, we're setting a price for swim lessons, which is, I think,
$60.
$60 for a group of 4.
Right.
Or $50 per. Okay? Okay.
Bill number 1905, an ordinance amending section 225.500, appendix A to chapter 225 of the St. Robert City Code swimming lessons.
Get a motion on the first reading. Linda makes a motion, John seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
John,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
and Charles.
Yes.
Second reading, please.
Bill number 1905, an ordinance amending section 225.500 and appendix A to chapter 225 of the St. Robert City Code swimming lessons.
Can I get a motion on the second reading?
Motion.
Michael makes a motion,
Second.
Linda seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
John,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
and Charles.
Yes.
Read as an ordinance, please.
Ordinance number 3332, an ordinance amending section 225.500 and appendix A to chapter 225 of the St. Robert City Code swimming lessons.
Okay. Get a motion on reading of the ordinance.
Motion.
Charles makes a motion, John seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
John,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
and Charles.
Yes.
Okay, 3.6, an ordinance amending the City of St. Robert Manning and staffing chart. And basically what the amendment there, or the change in the staffing chart, is the part-time police officer to consolidating that into one full-time position, which would give Chief Plankton 15 officers instead of 14 and 2 part-timers, which one part-timer, okay. So we're amending that. Okay, read it as a bill, please.
Bill number 1906, an ordinance amending the City of St. Robert Manning and staffing chart.
A motion on the first reading. Alan makes a motion, Michael seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
John,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
and Charles.
Yes.
Second reading, please.
Bill number 1906, an ordinance amending the City of St. Robert Manning and staffing chart.
Get a motion on the second reading. Michael makes a motion.
Second.
Linda seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
John,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
and Charles.
Yes.
Read it as an ordinance, please.
Ordinance number 3333, ordinance amending the City of St. Robert Manning and staffing chart.
Get a motion on the reading of the ordinance.
Motion.
Michael makes a motion. Alan seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
John,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
and Charles.
Yes.
Next committee meeting schedule. How's Teresa doing? We heard, I haven't heard anything. How she's doing?
No, her surgery was today, Mayor.
Okay, okay. So we want to do a Wage and Finance, Public Works, Steve, anything? Okay, Emergency Services,
I've got one for Mike.
you got one for Mike? Needs a meeting?
What's that?
Emergency Services meeting.
Oh, no.
So we don't need emergency service. Park Committee, when's Park Committee meeting?
The fourth?
We just had one. Be
We'll have
the-
another one in February?
Yeah,
The 11th.
When?
Yeah.
last night.
Oh, is it the 10th? Okay. Okay, comments by Alderman. I think we started with John last week. Charles, you're up.
Okay. Two things. The roads on Sawmill and Lensman are looking pretty bad. I had a couple of complaints from citizens about potholes and cracks in sections of the road. One statement that I want to make to clarify some things that's been going on is some rumors out there that I have been saying negative things about certain people on the council, and I want to remove that rumor because I have not done that. So the person that is doing it, please stop. If you get caught, you're going to get in trouble. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Okay. Linda?
Thanks for the signs, Steve. I saw the signs up, the new signs on Flatner. Thank you. Although I did see 3 cars parked right in front of one of them the other day. I took a picture. I was going to bring it in, but I didn't bring my phone. But thank you.
Okay. Alan?
Yeah, I got a little something. I was thinking the other day, it's probably got to come up at the Public Works meeting sometime, but I was thinking we could save a lot of money in the city if we started putting the LED lights in all the housing areas instead of those incandescent bulbs. And I don't know how much it would cost or anything, but we need to look into that. We're doing it on Missouri Avenue, and I think we ought to try to do it throughout the entire city, or at least phase it in.
Everything new is going LED.
Oh, okay.
But the older stuff, yeah.
We're gonna
as
replace
they
it.
Get changed out, they get changed out to LED.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all I got. I just want to bring that up.
Okay.
Nothing.
Michael?
Oh, just a reminder that the monthly chamber luncheon is tomorrow at Colton's. It starts at 11:45.
I got a question for John, Mr. Moore. John, has it been stated who won the Citizen of the Year or Small Business?
No.
Not yet, I haven't heard that.
February.
At the dinner, when you
It'll
go
be
to
in
the dinner?
February.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leadership dinner is when that'll be announced.
Okay.
Okay, comments by administration. Edna?
Just a couple of things. Candidate filing is still open until till January the 15th. The current positions, filings are for the mayor, Mayor George A. Lordson, and Alderman Charles Vallant Slider for the office of mayor. Alderman for Ward 1, Alderman Charles Vallant Slider. Alderman for Ward 2, Alderman Reggie Hall. Alderman for Ward 3, Walter W. Reese has filed, and Alderman Alan Johansson has filed for re-election. Alderman for Ward 4, Alderman John Moore, as of this date. Okay.
Anything else?
Also, just update on the general sales tax received this month. We had a 33.38% increase over January of last year. That was about an additional $54,000 that the city did receive. December's financial report will be
I
emailed.
think I told you, Curtis, that I heard that was coming.
You heard that was coming. Also, after the payment of the bills tonight and the payroll, the balance in the operating account remains at $2.1 million.
Micah, did you have anything? Okay,
How's it going, Micah?
So far, so good. Can't complain.
yeah. Chief Currington?
Say Happy New Year to everybody, and give you a quick update. The mayor instructed us to go purchase another vehicle, so we will be doing that tomorrow. We're gonna get rid of the last Crown Vic on the fleet and replace the detective's aging Crown Vic with a Durango, so he's got room for his evidence and his powder kits and all the stuff that he uses, the drone, the camera gear, and all this stuff, so he will have plenty of room for that. I just want to thank the council for all of the advancements and the mayor for helping us build the police department back up, and the fleet's looking good. Thank you guys for the 6% pay increase. That really makes a difference. It shows the employees that you really care about them, and we really appreciate that. I can't say enough about how much you guys have helped us get us back up to where the police department needs to be, and I really am appreciative. So, thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Chief, they did a good job out there with that trailer home on Y Highway.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Chief Shepherd?
Good evening and Happy New Year, as what Curtis said too. Before I give you some statistics, I just want to say thank you all for the support. Just like Curtis was saying, it's been spot on and tremendous for us to get back on the fire side of where we're at too. So thank you again for that. Thanks for the raise. I know our guys were totally excited about that. So that puts us up there in the running pretty good with probably about 3 counties over. So that's something to be pretty proud of. So we're getting up there. So again, thank you for that. kind of want to give a small little recap of 2018. We had 525 calls for service. We had 3,365 hours of training, which is really great. We amped that up. ISO requires about 237 a person, going off the full-time staff. So we actually blew that out of the water by 1,200 more hours. So, and of course, repetition, that's the key. Keep training, continuous, be ready for what we got to do out here to mitigate the problems we have. So pretty proud of that. We conducted 705 commercial fire building inspections in St. Robert. So we pretty much hit just about all of them. So that's pretty awesome how we got that streamlined and set up. We're right at about 273 hours of public relation hours. That's different events that we go out here and work. Whether it be Halloween in the park, we're there to provide medical and everybody with fire trucks, or if we go down to the homecoming tailgate Tiger Pride night deal, it's pretty awesome. And it also includes our weekly fire prevention stuff. We go around to all the daycares and, of course, Freedom Elementary over here. So we flowed, tested 650 hydrants. We tested 16,000 feet of fire hose and 740 hours of apparatus equipment checks. So my staff, my guys, they're tracking pretty good. So I'm pretty excited about that. So, but again, thank you all for the support. We're moving up in the right direction. So thanks.
Okay. ISO, probably the biggest thing this year as far as the community is concerned, other than all the other things down to class 4.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We dropped the class down to a 4 inside the city. So that was tremendous. They'll be back in 5 years. I know this new water system is going to account for quite a bit because they look at your infrastructure pretty hard. So that's just going to be great with the new water tower being online by the time they get back here. So, and all these hours and everything we do, it counts towards ISO when it comes to training and everything. So it's very important.
That's why I was connecting with all the data you were giving, is all the things they inspect to make sure, and all that. You got to have all the proof.
You do.
Yeah.
And we spent 5 hours with that gentleman, so, from ISO. And then he takes it back, and then they plug numbers in above him, the factors on it. So that's something to be proud of. Hopefully we can drop it even more. That's the goal. So, and I think we can with time.
Okay. John, did you have?
No, it's clear now
Yeah,
after that
getting an update
conversation.
on the tanker.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Yeah, the tanker, actually, they're still waiting on the chassis. It has not made it because we went from a 19 to a 20 chassis. That we did. And they're still waiting on it to get in. Probably should be at any time. It won't take very long to build a tanker. In fact, they're starting to build the components now, the compartments and all that stuff right now. Getting that ready to go to put on the chassis when it gets here.
Okay.
So I'll have to go do a final inspection up in South Dakota at the factory to go through it. So hopefully, knock on wood, it's supposed to be tentatively here by the end of April, 1st of May. So
Good.
Now, the bidding area in the loft up there, how is that going?
that's going good, actually. That's a good thing you brought that up. This year, the way we budgeted, we're going to have the floor completely finished up there, and then we're also in the back half planning on putting individual bunk rooms up there, 4 individual bunk rooms.
Is the ventilation system working?
Oh,
Should be now?
tremendous.
Okay.
Oh, boy, what a difference putting that extra one in there. I mean, it's perfect now. It took 2 of them, but it's spot on. Yes, it is. And we should have that whole upstairs completed hopefully by the summer of this year. So, and then we'll turn some stuff, change a little bit of stuff downstairs with the current bunk rooms too. So, thank you.
Okay, Steve, Public Works?
You have it.
This last couple of weeks, we have started cutting down some old dead trees that was in the golf course area and the wooded areas. I think today they actually started cutting those up and getting them out of the golf course area. We're trying to do it when the ground isn't so wet and mushy, so we don't wreck the ground, trying to get those out of there, get that area cleaned up. And then also a well went down in the Ridge Creek subdivision. I think that was about a week ago, I believe, something like that. And it was due to some bad points that was in the controls. They was repaired it and was able to bring it back up online in less than an hour. So it was, that worked out really well there. The electric department has been doing a pole replacement evaluation throughout town. We've been looking at about every pole. I think Michael said that you'd seen some new poles laying in your neighborhood, so they'll probably be in there starting to change some out over in that area here in the next few days or so. Street department's been installing and replacing quite a few street signs around town. Some of them was just getting pretty old. We did have some areas where we had to put some new ones up, so they've been doing that. And sewer department has been going in and doing a manhole evaluation through, they started in town and went and followed the main trunk line all the way down to the treatment plant. I think they was just about finished with that whole main trunk line today, so.
They get the one fixed by Lowe's.
No, we'll have to have somebody come in and look at that and see if they can actually repair it. We did find one that is pretty bad shape. Probably the bottom 2 foot of the manhole, I think it's probably a 12-foot deep manhole, and it has deteriorated the concrete in there about a foot back into the bank. So if we don't get something done with it before too long, it could possibly collapse, and we're going to have blockage there. So we're trying to figure out.
And that's this whole side of town going through there. So.
Yeah. Everything on this side of town goes through there.
Steve, could you talk about 108 Opal Circle for us?
We did have property owner at 108 Opal Street that had some, well, he was concerned with some drainage issues there. It is, the drive, I guess whenever they built the house, it sets down a little bit below the street. The curb or driveway line should have been built a little differently, I would say. There was an agreement made between the city and the developer at the time, but we need to probably get into some of that.
At 119 and 117 Sawmill, that manhole cover right there, as you know, roots are growing down in each year.
Yeah.
And is causing that person at 117, the citizen at 117, to be flooded in his basement. And the root is growing into his height from the manhole cover. And the city has responded, your team has done really good to, help him and assist him by removing the root. But we're gonna have to probably look into raising either the manhole cover at a level where the root won't grow into his.
I think it's growing down below it. Isn't coming from the top side.
Yes, root is growing underneath and it's growing into his pipe.
Yeah, and we have kind of took care of that part in our manhole area, and we're gonna continue to do some more. We did camera his service line that goes back up to his house, which is his private line. He has about 3 major bellies in it, so
Yeah.
his backing up problem is a lot to do with that, because the solids are settling out in these bellies and not getting flushed through. But we're taking care of it.
So it's on his side of the line?
Yeah, on his side of the line.
Okay, thank you.
I got one, Steve. Is there a problem with our supplier of electricity, or are we having a problem here in the city where we're having these little instantaneous power outages where it's going off and coming back
Now,
on?
has that been happening here real recently, or?
Yeah, really, one just happened again the other day, and then before that was when we had the wind that
Yeah.
one time. But just the other day, it happened again.
Yeah, I know you probably seen it there, because you was getting a back feed, but it actually went out in Boza. It actually blew a fuse and Boza Heights was
Oh.
out over in that area. They walked the line, they didn't find anything, but that's not to say that a squirrel could have got into it and then it blew it plumb off out into the brush where we couldn't find it.
Okay, I was just wondering.
A lot of times, this time of the year, squirrels are a little short enough. But yeah, we did a drive-through on the polls. Like Steve said, we got a meeting. Rick Palmer is our electrical engineer. We're meeting with him, and we've got a big decision to make. All 3 sections, we do one at a time, but it's a total probably more than $500,000 to bring up all the poles where they know. So, but that's money well spent. So we need to figure out exactly how to do it.
And that's what we're mainly focused on is the main feeders. Like a tap off a main feeder that goes into a subdivision, we can probably handle most of those, but the main feeders, we're wanting to really concentrate on those first.
Yeah. We put a steel pole for across the interstate, but, and I thought we had all steel poles out there. We got one main feeder line that comes to your house or through your area that's not steel, it's wood, and the pole's all bent. So that's part of that upgrade. So we'll be talking more about that.
Okay.
Okay, is that it, Steve?
Yeah, and I did do a end of year kind of a summary report. It was, I don't know if it got put in the packets or, she has copies of it, so you guys can get that.
I'll pass it out.
Okay.
Mine.
I missed some of the stuff in there. I hit on everything that we had done, but I didn't add like the Ridge Creek subdivision and that sort of stuff, because I just didn't have the information, didn't have time to do it. I've kind of been out of key for a few days. So.
And sorry again for your loss. Okay, Don?
Just one quick thing. Next Tuesday, our iTron software and equipment that you guys approved last year should be arriving for the meter readers. And
That's just a handheld, right?
it's the laptops
Oh, okay.
and units that mount in the vehicle for the laptops and the software. What's really nice about it is the meter readers don't have to come into the building anymore because all this is connected via the internet. So now they have to come in, download their books onto one of their handhelds, and then go out and read the meters. With the new software, we just push a button and all that stuff goes straight to the laptop. So hopefully it's a better system than what we got now. Can't beat. Won't take
Yeah.
much.
Right.
How long has it been in? 10, 12 years since we updated?
Since the update, the last
Yeah.
update, yes.
We had some copier issues that you got resolved, I guess.
Still working on that. In the police department, a bottle of bleach water leaked down into one of our printers that we have on lease and fried the motherboard in it. On our lease agreements, we pay a $2 surcharge for damages, and our copier people are trying to get the leasing company to pay for that printer so we don't have to pay any money to buy out the rest of that lease. And they are going to have a loaner here by Friday for the police department.
Okay. Thank you, Don. Okay, Jay is tied up tonight. Mr. Smith?
The only thing I have for open is that Carrie's been helping us do a lot of this stuff, and we have discovered that in the ordinance section, all of the penalty provisions are referred to as infractions. Whoever did that back some time back, I didn't do it. We're going to do an ordinance next time that says that all infractions are city ordinance violations, because an infraction is a state charge crime, it's not a municipal charge crime, so they've just used the wrong. Problem is, if we're trying to enforce something and we say it's an infraction, then that makes it difficult for us. So we're going to change that to just do one ordinance and say all references to infractions are deleted and substitute the term city ordinance violations, but that could cause a lot of problems. We can cure it with an ordinance next time. And now I got a few things for closed session.
Okay. Anita?
Good evening. I asked
Yeah.
Don to put together our end-of-the-year pictorial,
Yep, I've been watching.
although we can't watch it, so we'll have to show it at the next council meeting too, so. Is it on there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Tonight I have our new calendar for 2019 to pass out for you, so you'll know when our meetings are for the year.
Can you take one?
Also, I have Steve's report. I printed it out. I got it right before I came here. He had approximately 10,708 feet of streets that were paved. 4,434 feet of curb and gutter was installed, and 1,374 feet of sidewalks that was installed, and he has a breakdown for all of them. So there's Steve's report. And then I put together a comprehensive report for you for the whole year for 2018, and it's about 12 pages. The mayor just asked me to hit the highlights of the year. So for the highlights, we had Casey's that opened in January. We had the ribbon cutting. We also had a chimney dedication. We did the Rockwood subdivision annexation, the Ridge Creek subdivision annexation. We received a CDBG block grant for over $3 million. We entered into an agreement on STP urban program for the lighting of Missouri Avenue. We had several big purchases for public works for equipment. We purchased a Freightliner tanker for the fire department, a new salt shed. We redid the SOGs for the fire department in May. We received an OEA grant, which is the Office of Economic Adjustment, for $774,816 in June. We attended an ESGR award dinner in Jefferson City, and the city received 3 awards at the dinner. It was police and fire, and then just general. We also did a resolution that approved our singular wireless, or our singular tower over by the Taco Bell area. We had, like I said, the dedication of the chimney in October. Co-USA, we've had a lot of involvement with that. And then at the back of the packet, I have Mike Shempard's, the fire department report, Mayor, for you. And I have closed session.
Okay. Thank you.
You guys been busy?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we didn't do anything this year.
I said they've been busy.
The next regular meeting of the Board of Aldermen will be February 5th, 2019 at 5 p.m. And Mr. Wallace, you're up, if you would introduce.
Will it be January? We'll not have one on January 22nd.
They got February 5th. Yeah, it should be January 22nd.
No,
Good catch.
Mayor took that one out.
January 22nd, next meeting. No.
You
we
took
skipped
that
it.
one off.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
we're not having one there?
No, February 5th is the next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Wallace.
Thanks for having us here. It's not drainage from Waynesville.
All right.
My beer and from Plato, working for you.
Hey.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Okay. With that, that's it. Meeting is being closed pursuant to Missouri Law, Chapter 610-021, to include Section 1 legal, Section 2 real estate, and Section 3 personnel. I get a motion to go into closed session.
Motion.
Linda makes a motion. John seconds. Clarification, discussion, call the roll, please.
John?
Yes.
Michael? Alan?
Yes.